Wild card roster. It's time to project it right now.
Go Cubs.
You are Locked On Cubs, your daily Chicago Cubs podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You are Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Alongside Sam Olber, I'm Matt Cozy. Sam and I are lifelong fans, taking our passion into a discussion with you on all things Cubs. Today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Download the FanDuel app today. Cubs-Rays preview later in the show. Anthony Rizzo retirement celebration on Saturday. Cubs playing another team that has a under 500 record. We'll preview that later. We start with a playoff roster projection. And one of the distinctions we're going to make during this is how the wild card roster would be different. Not vastly, but there's a couple names especially that really have no place on a wild card roster. But then just a couple days later, a few days later, they would likely make the NLDS roster. And Sam, I'm excited to talk playoff possibilities with you.
Mr. Baseball, Mr. October, Matt Cozy, Mr. Roster Projection. Yeah, not my best work. Just like, look,
that was it. So nothing after that.
I told you this off the air. I'll tell you it on the air. Just grateful for your ability with the roster stuff because it goes over my head and it allows me to just kind of analyze right here. So thanks for doing the work on this.
And it's never too early because we first projected the opening day roster.
What was it, like late January?
Like June 3rd. So that was over.
You mean January 3rd?
January 3rd, excuse me.
Yeah. Because if we projected the opening day roster on June 3rd, that'd be kind of cheating.
Yeah, that would be strange. So, all right, I have a graphic here, and then I have some lower thirds as well. Shout out to the audio peeps. We'll explain it all.
Wow.
And I love when I catch Sam off guard on this. There, I just did it
man.
there. So, hey, so the first big thing here is I do believe the Cubs will
a huge thing.
Carry 12 pitchers instead of a 13-13 split, position and pitcher split.
Where's Tyone?
So I think it's going to be 12 pitchers in the wild card series, 14 position players. And that is the big name, Sam, right away that's off the list. That's Jameson Tyone.
No.
He doesn't have a place on a wild card roster. He would be on the division series roster.
Got it.
But not the wild card.
Got it.
Because the wild card, ideally, you would just have the two pitchers. I have three starters making it. Boyd, Horton, and Minaga. They would be the three that would start the games if it gets to there.
That's a great point.
And I want to ask you about the order of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
But then that brings us to the bullpen. I do have Colin Ray making this wild card club.
Yeah.
I think even he could give a 1-inning stint if that's what they pursue. I don't think they will.
No.
But he'll be the long man, the bulk guy, up a lot, down a lot. Especially I think that first game.
Extra innings possibly.
Innings is a great example. Yeah. Shoot, if he's hit 95, 96.
Ooh, wow.
You wonder what he could be like. Just pitch the sixth.
Yeah, I don't wonder that
they're going to do it.
Yeah, they got other guys.
One guy that may do that is Michael Soroka.
For sure.
He was supposed to pitch tonight, Sam. Not sure how he did in Des Moines.
I could look that up
for the iCubs, but I have him making it with some as a bulk option or a short relief option. I know he's had success as a reliever, including last year, right, with the White Sox.
Ton. He's been way better as a reliever than he has as a starter. I have his numbers here today. He came out of the pen. Wick started.
That's telling.
Wick started 2 innings, 1 earned, 1 hit, 3 Ks. He gave up a solo shot.
All right, so that's telling, folks. They want him to be like a 2-inning guy, maybe 3.
Yeah.
I have Ben Brown in the same role. It doesn't seem like they want Ben Brown to throw 1 inning, although he threw just the 9th the other day.
Yeah, I don't trust Ben Brown,
I think
man.
there's something in there, though.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I just think it's in 2026.
Okay, so you don't even have him on the roster here.
No, I think putting him on the roster is fine. I just don't trust him in a 1-run game late, is what I'm saying.
Some combo, Sam, of Ray, Soroka, and Brown, and maybe like a Taylor Rogers.
Yeah.
They're probably going to squeeze in another lefty. I think you could make a case somewhere in those 4 spots for Javier Assad out of the pen. So he's still on the periphery of this. I do think he's an option here. And then I have Hodge making it. That would be quite a story after imploding earlier in the year. And then 4 names that have been reliable, 3 especially, really since jump. Pomeranz, Thielbar, and Keller. And then Andrew Kittredge in there as well as the Cubs' most impactful trade deadline acquisition thus far, and it's not close. All right, thoughts on the bullpen, and then I have a couple rotation questions for you.
Yeah, I mean, when I first looked at it, I was thinking more playoff than wild card. So the Tyone thing makes sense because he's not one of their 3 best starters. He's also probably not as fit to be a long guy as much as Colin Ray would be. So that makes a whole lot of sense. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with your relievers. I mean, in an ideal world, Matt, in an ideal world, we don't see Ray, we don't see Soroka, we don't see Brown, and we probably don't see Rogers. Really, I mean, in an ideal world, because
or Hodge or Pomerantz.
Yeah, right. I mean, you would love to see whoever's starting, Boyd, Horton, or Shota, be able to go 6 strong, hand it over to a lefty pocket of Thielbar, over to Kittredge, over to Keller. I mean, that's ideal. And yes, and I would hope that would happen on back-to-back days in the playoffs, by the way.
Absolutely.
If possible. But of course you have to do that. You have to expect the worst or plan. What if a game goes 15 innings? Remember, there's no ghost runner, so it's possible.
Yeah.
Remember we were on a trip to Champaign when we were watching Illinois, Iowa, and there was a playoff game that went like 14 innings. I think it was Rays, Cleveland. It was 0-0. Remember we were watching in the car?
Yeah, there's just no runs ever.
Yeah. So you never know. But yeah, no, I have no problem with your list. It's a great list, and it's a strong one.
But you're right. The cutoff there really would be Hodge over and over.
Yeah, I could see like if Horton started, maybe like a lefty comes in and Pomerantz faces like one lefty in the 6th or something.
Yeah,
but,
squeeze them in.
Yeah, but really, if you go into those games, you really want to see starter, Thielbar, Kittredge, Keller, not in that order because we don't know when the lefties are coming, and that's probably means the Cubs are going to win that game or be in a great position for it.
Well, and how about this nugget? Based on the schedule for both the wild card and the division series, in terms of days off and days played, if you sweep the wild card, you actually only need 3 starters for the division series then. So you wouldn't even see Tyone until the final 4, potentially, if you're really dreaming. Yeah, pretty crazy.
That'd be
Sam,
that'd be a great situation.
I have
to go that far.
Boyd and Horton starting games 1 and 2. But I'm open to Boyd and Managa, Horton 3 if they need it. What say you?
Oh, man. Isn't that the $1 million question? I have no idea. Here's what I'll say. I think the weather and the wind is a massive part of this if it's at Wrigley. If the wind is blowing in, and that's something that is hard to project out, but there's got to be Cubs people that could do that, I would assume.
They're going to have to huddle up that last weekend of the year and figure that out.
Because if there is a stiff wind blowing in, Imanaga has to pitch. He has to pitch one of those first 2 games. Boyd and Horton are much better fits in neutral conditions or on the road. But if the wind is blowing in with the amount of fly balls that Shota Imanaga gets, it is a gift to have him pitch. He is really, really hard to hit. If it's like 48 degrees and there's a 20-mile-an-hour wind blowing from left, he's not going to give up more than a run. He just isn't. Look at his numbers when he pitches with the wind blowing in. But if the series is in San Diego or the wind's blowing out or it's even neutral, then I would go Boyd Horton. Is that fair?
Yeah, because what you're saying is his weakness is neutralized at that point.
His weakness becomes a strength, right? His
right.
one weakness and his one strength are the same thing. He gives up a ton of fly balls. Well, when you give up a ton of fly balls and you can't hit a home run, it's a strength. When you give up a ton of fly balls and it's neutral conditions, it's not. So
that would play out great because then you have Boyd or Horton if you sweep starting game 1 up north.
Right. Wow. So yeah, I'm with you though. I'm with you.
All right, let's get to the position players right after this.
This episode is brought to you by Nutrafol. You've probably seen a million ads for hair growth products and thought, sure, like that actually works. There are so many products out there, and it's hard to know which ones are actually going to do anything. That's why you should give Nutrafol a closer look. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. And it's not just hype. This is a supplement clinically tested that targets the root causes of thinning and shedding with a proactive approach. Whether you're at work, out with friends, or even just getting ready in the morning, Nutrafol gives you more confidence in your daily routine, and you can feel good about knowing Nutrafol is NSF certified and backed by peer-reviewed studies. See thicker, stronger hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering Locked On MLB listeners $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code Locked On MLB. That's Nutrafol.com. Promo code Locked On MLB.
Shout out to the everydayers, and you can become a Locked On Cubs everydayer by joining us every episode throughout the week. You must stay with us, including fantastic playoff coverage in about 2.5 weeks.
Yeah.
We have plans.
Yep.
Those will be announced at a later date. All right. Position player time. There's 14 of them. 14 position players, 12 pitchers on my projected wild card roster, which begins Tuesday, September 30th. And Jameson Taillon is the bigger name that was left off the pitcher side, but really it was because it was a short series. Miguel Amaya is the big name as we start with catchers.
Yeah.
That's left off. And for him, it's just because, there's just, we don't know. We don't know yet. It's nice that he's playing in the continuation games in Arizona. But Kelly and McGuire are in those spots right now. Amaya could swap for McGuire, but we just don't know Amaya's status. Also, could they just add Amaya, remove someone else that we'll talk about coming up for a longer series if they get there? If you add up the games, this has really been the catching duo, Sam. Kelly McGuire of the 25 Cubs.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what happens with Amaya. I think you're right. I mean, I think you're right. Again, we're talking wild card. Kelly's going to play all the games. Right?
Yes.
So it's like you rather just have the safe option of McGuire if necessary. Like, you're not really missing Amaya's bat or anything. Like, Kelly's going to play. They're not going to alternate.
He's a true backup at that point.
Yeah, so I think you're right on that.
Okay. Why? I want to talk myself into Willie Castro not being a lock.
Me too.
Because he's hitting 177.
Yeah, me too.
Infielders, Bush, Horner, Swanson, Shaw, Castro, Turner, and then Santana, who just got here.
Yeah, he doesn't have a base hit yet.
I think there could be questions about those last two spots if they both make it. It seems that way with Turner doing well against lefties, and Santana is able to replace Turner on defense if Turner pinch hits. Santana has been good defensively this year, Gold Glove last year. there is value there. He made that play just Wednesday night. That nice play, the 26th out of the game at that stage. But Castro, Sam, would he back up PCA? Is that why he would make it? That would be the only reason, right? Because this brother should not. This guy should not hit in the playoffs.
Yeah, I think.
Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. I think that he will make it because of the positional versatility. Just like
defense reasons, right?
Yeah. Just like if you're in a pinch or something like that, I just think that would be the reason. But for defensive purposes, like you said, I don't see the value of him hitting at all.
Yeah, he's never gotten off the schneid. He had that one clutch hit in the loss. Who was that against?
Well, he had the 3-run homer against the Brewers. That was a good one.
Okay.
And then, I think he had a hit against Washington or something.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit earlier, but
yeah.
I just don't. I see Turner making it. I don't think they're going to leave him off. I mean, if they did, he'd be around anyways.
Right.
Santana just got here. I'm not up in arms that he's on or off the team. He really is just a defense-only player as well for me. And then you have that steady core there: Shaw, Swanson, Horner, Bush. So it's a good group, but really it just might be 4 guys that play, save for a pinch hit opportunity here and there.
Yeah.
But in only 2 games, 18 innings, I think it's just going to be Bush, Horner, Swanson, Shaw.
Right. I think so too. I mean, you'll see somebody pinch hit for Bush late, versus a lefty if they need it. My guess is it'll probably be Turner, and then Santana would go play first.
There you go.
And then I think the only way you see Castro would be in an extra inning situation, an emergency situation, or hopefully, this doesn't happen, but an injury situation.
Do the Cubs have the best infield defense in the playoffs? If you had to, if you rank all 12 teams, or at least just stay in the league if you want.
I would think. I mean, I would have to really take a deep dive, but off the top of my head, I would say absolutely. I think they have the best defensive third baseman in the postseason in Matt Shaw. The only guy better in baseball is Ke'Bryan Hayes. Yeah. Arguably the best defensive shortstop in baseball, let alone the postseason, in Swanson. Arguably the best defensive second baseman in baseball in Horner. And then Bush is, probably top 7, 8. So I just answered the question.
There you go.
There's no way anyone else can say that.
No, and when you outline the Brewers, Phillies, Dodgers, Padres, Mets, and Cubs, I don't think other teams have much of an argument there. The biggest surprise on this roster is Billy Hamilton. I have him making the wild card roster. I think they give the 26th spot to him, a pinch runner.
Yeah.
They give it a test drive in the short series, though they really should test drive it those last 6 games of the regular season against the Mets and Cardinals first, and maybe they will, just to
make sure he can run and make sure he's healthy.
Well, my biggest question is how it's almost like not him reading pitchers, although that's critical, but like how fast is he?
Exactly. That's why they should test drive it.
They should, and he is in that continuation games as well in Arizona. He's been playing the last week there, but he's 35. He hasn't run the bases in a major league game since 2023. You'd have to take a player off the 40-man to do this. So this would be a big deal, even if it's just for 2 games.
Yeah.
But it does seem like it's trending that way, because then why even make the transaction in the first place?
Well, and you just answered your question about Castro. Because if you put Hamilton on, Castro also just gives you that outfield flexibility. Because, Suzuki's going to DH, and then
replace him.
Yeah, and then Hap PCA Tucker's going to be in the outfield. So you want to have another outfielder. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so you have that, and then it works perfectly. I mean, the situation would be something like this. It's a 2-2 game. It's the bottom of the 8th. There's a lefty.
No, talk about it.
There's a lefty facing Bush to lead off the inning. Turner pinch hits for him, gets base hit.
Wow.
Hamilton runs for Turner, steals a base, comes around a score, and then the 9th, Santana comes in for Hamilton.
Love it. Love it. Very good.
That's your situation.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's critical to have a guy off the bench that you feel really good about stealing late. Trust me.
Well, that's what the Cubs want.
Yeah, it's critical.
So I hope it works. And
hopefully he steals the base.
Absolutely. No, it'd be fun. It'd be fun. And he's been in a Cubs uniform before, so it'd be cool to see him.
Yeah, it was the COVID year, I think.
Don those colors again later this month. Okay, that's the playoff roster. Any looming questions here, or
I love that. It's really good.
If you have any questions, reach out to me. Send me a message. Leave a comment. All right. Sam, anything else with this roster?
No, it's beautifully done.
Okay. That excites me. The 15-year-old me and the adult me as well. All right, Cubs Rays preview right after this.
This episode is brought to you by FanDuel. The NFL season is here, and FanDuel is making sure you're ready for kickoff with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Folks, it's not even mid-September yet, and I am really pessimistic about the beloved. They're 0-1 heading into Detroit as 6-point underdogs on FanDuel. If that game goes probably the way most think, the Bears will be an 0-2 football team before hosting America's team, the Dallas Cowboys. So are you ready to play? Download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet.
Welcome back to Locked On Cubs. Make sure you're subscribed. That way you don't miss any of the great Cubs content we've got for you. That includes the Cubs postcast with Joe George live after the final out of every game. Cubs Rays this weekend, all 3 games at 1:20, beginning Friday. Saturday, Anthony Rizzo will be honored before the game as he's retiring from baseball as a Chicago Cub World Series champion. We talked about that last episode. That was a lot of fun to reminisce. Great memories with Rizzo, Cubs legend. Pitching matchups this weekend, Boyd and Baz. Or is it Baz?
Yeah, I think it's Baz, but
Shane Baz. Matthew Boyd, Shane Baz. Colin Ray, Drew Rasmussen. And this matchup has actually happened already. Shota Imanaga and Adrian Hauser, who first faced Shota when Hauser was a White Sox. Now he's a Ray. Rays are 72-74. They never really got it going this year. Home games as well. A new facility there. No standouts offensively for them really at this point, and not like trending that way. Or there's really no one hot.
Well, Caminero he's healthy, right?
He's around.
Yeah, he's got 42 homers.
42?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I think he's got like 42 and 100, 42 and something like that.
Well, just looking at the last 7-day splits, 15-day splits, there's nothing that stood out at the plate.
Yeah.
But that's impressive. 40+ dingers for him. Wow.
Yeah, they got two guys. I mean, I don't watch a ton of Rays baseball. They got really, I would say, 3 guys to keep an eye on. Caminero having a massive season. Yandy Diaz, who's somebody we've talked about on this show before, who I like.
Player.
I believe he's hitting close to 300. I mean, that guy can hit. Yeah. And then Brandon Lau. If he's always he's always good for some deep home runs. So.
Yeah, Brandon Lau, is he available right now?
Yeah, he played against the Sox on Wednesday.
So, he did. Okay.
Yeah. Went 0 for 5. It went 0 for 5 with 4 Ks. Have it right here.
Friday starter.
Those starters are legit major league starters. I know they're not having great. I know they're not having great years. I know. Baz will strike you out. He's given up a lot of homers.
Baz, Rasmussen, and Hauser. Those are good guys.
They're legit. Those are legit, solid major league starting pitchers.
Rasmussen has an ERA. It starts with a 2.
Yeah, he's good. Rasmussen's good. Baz is really talented. So,
just his last 2 starts, Sam. Baz, 11 innings, 10 hits, 2 runs, 3 walks, 14 strikeouts.
Yeah, he could strike you out, and Rasmussen's having a good year, like you said, and we already seen Hauser, like you said. So it's not a cupcake series.
Could be a low scoring series, perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, it could. I mean, all it depends.
Even though it's going to be warm.
I would expect the wind to be blowing out a little bit this weekend.
Yeah,
and so hopefully that'll result in some home run balls, not for Caminero.
Right. Right now on FanDuel, the over/under is 7.5 only
for Friday.
Yeah.
Oh well, forget that.
And then. The Cubs are -172.
Yeah, just win this series. Just win this series. That's it. You don't have to get greedy. Just win this series. Keep plowing along. You got some really good help from your division rival Cincinnati Reds, taking 2 out of 3 in San Diego. That really helped. Really helped.
It helped them too.
Yeah. Well, that doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That really helped the Cubs. And so
it did.
Now you're in a position. Just take
the Mets are in a free fall.
Free fall. And they actually, right now, they're up 4-0. It's 4-3. I have it right in front of me.
Okay.
So,
Giants only a couple out as well.
They've started to play a little better.
All right, we'll be back after Cubs Rays.
Just win this series, Matt.
Sunday, please. This is Locked On Cubs, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. For your second listen, check out the all-new Locked On MLB Game Night. Every game, every night, all season long. Get local analysis on a national scale. Find MLB Game Night on the Locked On MLB channel on YouTube or wherever you listen to podcasts. He's Sam Olber. I'm Matt Cozy. This is Locked On Cubs.
Shout out to Matt Cozy and Sam Olber, hosts of my favorite podcast, Locked On Cubs.